Adolf Hitler was born in 1889. His parents were Alois Hitler and Clara Polzl. They were cousins. Hitler was quite close with his mother, who spoilt him, but he had a bad relationship with his father. He would often do things to anger his father, who would punish him severely. After the death of his father and mother, Hitler lived on the streets. It was here that his radical views began. He fought in World War I and was a brave and lucky soldier. After getting injured, he was sent back to Germany to recover. It was here that he learned of Germany's defeat and surrender. Hitler blamed the Jews and the Communists. After the war, Hitler was sent to spy on political rivals. It was here that he learned of the German Workers' Party, which would become the Nazi Party. Hitler gained power in the party, soon becoming the leader, with his great public speaking skills impressing everyone. After a failed coup, a brief stint in prison and a successful book, Hitler gained the role of chancellor. Using his position as chancellor, he became a dictator. Using this power, Hitler scooped up plenty of land and increased Germany's army. All of this aggression caused the Allies to interfere, which caused Hitler's allies to join in, and this led to World War II. During this time, the Nazis did many horrible things. They took over France and other surrounding countries, exiled Jews, then exterminated the Jews in the final solution. Hitler may not have been the mastermind behind the Holocaust, but he allowed it and approved of it. An estimated 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. The death toll was so massive, people created a new word, genocide. During Hitler's reign, he made many changes that removed human rights and pushed the world to war. He hired many people who shared his views. These people would help build Nazi Germany. Hitler was in charge, so everyone followed his orders. Anything the Nazis did, would have to go through Hitler. While he made many decisions that made it look like Germany was going to win, Hitler made some massive mistakes. Mistakes like invading Russia. As history has told us, you don't invade Russia. Invading Russia not only wiped out many German soldiers, it caused Russia to join the Allies. This meant Germany was being attacked on both sides. Hitler also attacked American civilian ships, causing America to join the war. This meant that all the strongest armies in the world were against Hitler. Not only was Hitler fighting the strongest countries, Mussolini was being useless and Japan was doing its own thing. Knowing that he was doomed, Hitler fled to the Führer bunker. After celebrating his last birthday in the bunker, then getting married, Hitler committed suicide. Leadership of Germany was then passed on to Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels was born in 1897. His parents were Fritz Goebbels and Catherine Maria Goebbels. Goebbels had a club foot, which turned inwards, and was thicker and shorter than his left foot. Goebbels first took an interest in the Nazis in 1924. He was drawn in by Hitler's charisma. By 1926, Goebbels was an active member of the Nazi Party, giving pro-Hitler speeches and giving out pamphlets. Hitler was impressed with Goebbels' speaking ability, so he got him to make some more speeches. Speech after speech, Goebbels got more and more popular, taking advantage of every opportunity to spread propaganda. On March 14, 1933, Goebbels was made Reich Minister of Enlightenment and Propaganda. On 2 June, Goebbels was appointed Reichsleiter, the second most powerful position in Nazi Germany. During this time, he was praised for his efficiency, but loathed by most of his employees. Goebbels is responsible for helping to create Hitler's cult of personality, using propaganda to convince people that he was a fine gentleman who had no evil in him at all. Whilst Goebbels was promoting the Nazis as good people, he was also having an affair with actress Lida Baarova. In the lead-up to World War II, Goebbels used propaganda to justify the attacks on other countries and to create sympathy for the Nazi cause. During the war, Goebbels decided that 20% of films should be propaganda, while the rest were light entertainment. This was to raise the morale of Germany, which worked, but not for long. Several military losses caused the German people to grow wary of the war. During 1943, after receiving several promotions, Goebbels was one of the most powerful Nazis. It was also around this time he realized the war was unwinnable. He tried to convince Hitler to negotiate peace, but Hitler rejected. This probably lost him some favor with Hitler. By July 23, 1944, Goebbels was appointed Reich Plenipotentiary for total war. He was in charge of increasing manpower for the war. He took away funding from many sections not required for the war. The conflict with some members of the Nazi Party, who were annoyed that people from their sectors were sent off to war. By 1945, even Goebbels' speeches were talking more and more about the losing the war. Goebbels again tried to convince Hitler to negotiate peace, but Hitler again refused. At this point Goebbels started to plan for the future. He knew what would happen if he was caught, so he began to plan his suicide. This didn't stop him gaining more power though, with him being at the side of Hitler. While the others of Hitler's inner circle left, Goebbels moved in with Hitler in the Führer bunker. After Hitler's suicide, Goebbels became Reich Chancellor. His first and only act as Chancellor was to ask the Russians for a ceasefire. After this failed, Goebbels gave his children cyanide. After this, Goebbels and his wife committed suicide. Their bodies were partially cremated.